Okay. So Richard, I want to just 1 second here. I want to thank you for allowing me to record this today.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, I appreciate it. And we may or may not be using it, but I got a hunch we could use it because it's very helpful because all our members have the same issues. And this is just a really nice example of getting things working and getting the internet to work for you where maybe it was not working before. And of course, this website was actually inactive before. Some brokers end up with websites that are inactive and don't even realize it. So we recommend that you minimum log into your website once a month. And number two, you make sure you look after your to-do list. Now, do you know how to log into this website at all, Richard?
No.
Okay, just stay with me. I'll get us logged in here in a minute. But the first thing everybody should do is they should check their buttons to see if all these buttons are working. Now, I clicked on My Haves and Wants, which is the link that comes from ICIWorld, and you've got 23 listings, and you've got a number of sold ones. Congratulations, good work on doing all that good stuff. But you notice there's something else up here saying no matching listings found. So that's kind of an oddity. So we're going to fix that up. Okay?
Okay.
If we click on GTA Commercial, somebody comes to your website. This website will not generate leads from that button because it says no matching listings found. And the reason this is because other brokers are agreeing to allow their listings to be on your website, but you have to agree to those handshakes. And sometimes after a period of time, if the website's been inactive and then comes active, there's handshakes that have to be agreed to that other brokers have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website, but you are the only one that does it. You have to agree to those handshakes, and I'm going to show you how to do it. The beauty, of course, is when the people see the listings, you're going to get the calls if we set it up correctly. We're going to check the other Ontario Commercial button. This is the one that's coming from ICIWorld. You want to double check that when you click on any of these pieces of information on here, that people cannot click on these message numbers. That way the public has to call you. And what I like is that your phone number up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you might even want to put your name right in up here. Like
okay.
right between, we'll mark it down on your pad of paper, please.
Okay.
And we'll get to it, okay? We'll actually put your name right in here with your phone number. That way, if somebody goes through this list, and here's a good example. You must learn how to promote this website. And one of the important pieces of information that you got to know about is what is on your website to promote. You just don't promote a website. Everybody's too busy just to go to everybody's website. But if you tell people, watch this. Now, I'm going to click on apartment buildings, and I know you've got buyers. If you tell people that you have over 1,000 buyers of apartment buildings on your website, by the way, it's from $19 million on down. These listings, these two listings here were put on incorrectly with the price. By the way, is that your listing?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, no. Okay. So that listing was put on with the wrong zeros. And one of the first things I'm doing is I have to mark things down to help you guys, and that is to contact those people that have put in the price wrong. One of our members has put in the price wrong.
0.9 billion.
Yeah, it's not that, obviously, but sometimes the fellows put in the wrong number and they didn't check it, and they need training. So a lot of times when you see issues coming on here, we'll get to everybody and gradually show them how to do all these things. It just takes time. But in the meantime, what's most important here is you tell people that you've got listings on your website throughout Ontario, over 1,000 apartment buildings. 80 to 90% of these are not on real estate boards. So it's very exciting that you have listings on your website that are not on real estate boards, but you also can have all the listings on a real estate board, and I notice you do not have it. On the left-hand side, because you belong to the Toronto Real Estate Board, and this will work for Florida, Orange County in Florida, it will work for San Francisco, it'll work for Vancouver, all over the world actually. If your board has something special called an IDX link, and I'm now recommending, Richard, that you mark that down, IDX link from your real estate board. Now, not all real estate boards have that link for people that are listening to this video. You have to check with your board, number one, and number two, your broker has to agree to have that link. Some brokers don't agree because there's certain communities that have what they call closed boards where they don't want to share things. Each to their own custom, how they've been doing business for years, that works for them and they're making a living, and that's up to them. But the thinking is here that it's good to have these kinds of sharing going on, because what's better exposure for your clients, to put your listing on one website or to have your listing on 1,000 other brokers' websites as well? Obviously, it's the 1,000. Well, IDX has been used by ICIWorld now for several years, and that's one of the reasons why brokers are making so many great connections, because these listings are not only on your website, but these listings are also on another 1,000 brokers' websites. In fact, it's actually penetrating the marketplace. We actually have over 60,000 links we have connected to make our new server work. We just brought the new server online, and you'll notice that when we click on Ontario Commercial and I click on, now these are the buyers for shopping centers, for instance. I click on that, 1,000, less than 2 seconds, the information's coming up on the screen from our new server. It's just fantastic delivery of speed of information, so people can have information at their fingertips right on their Blackberries and iPads and iPhones and Androids, etc., all mobile devices. And so it comes up here, and you'll see that there's a list of over 500 buyers of apartment buildings. So when you go on your next appointment to get a listing, and you're in your listing presentation, you make sure you print out all of this list to show people how well connected you are into the buyer place, into the marketplace of buyers.
Okay, and where do I print that out? I just go to apartment buildings and I print out whatever comes up, right?
That's right, and this is a special printout because it does not contain the contact names and numbers of the other brokers, and so people see that you're connected to these people without seeing who these other brokers are. Okay,
right.
now
you had 1,000
yes,
apartment buildings for sale, and now you've got 1,000 buyers?
yeah, can you see these? No, not 1,000 buyers. There was over 500. Do you see these Ontario wants?
Uh-huh.
This is on your website. So it's important that you get your customers to go to this website. And I noticed that you don't have a proper domain name yet because we're getting you back fixed up here. You did have a name, I think, richardpetronas.com once before. I don't know what's happened to that. We'll figure that out in a minute. But you really... we're going to address those other domain names that you have. We'll try to get into it this morning as well. But what I'm getting at is that you need a proper domain name, and then what's most important is once your website is totally set up, you need to promote this website with a passion. And we have a very special, and I'm going to show it to you, webinar that comes up once a month. This is so important that we do this once a month for all our members. We're going to go down here to number 4, daily webinar workshops, and you're going to see on the right hand side it says how to promote your website, and it's once per month. You see that?
Okay, yes, I do.
Okay, and I'm going to register you for the next one. Is that okay, Richard?
Sure.
Okay, and you'll see them coming up here. We've got, and I recommend that you take them all. The next 3 you should get in. Now the September 19th was just a couple days ago, but we'll get you registered for the October 18th one. Let's just go and do that. And I'll put that in right now.
And that's for October?
Hang on, it should be on the screen here in a minute.
October 18th, okay.
Now we have, oopsie daisy, I always do that. .com. Okay, so we've got you registered for that. Let's click on register now. And there's anywhere from 50 to 100 brokers a month that take this seminar in. And you don't have to call us if you can't make it, because we have about 50 to 100 already attending. It's okay if for some reason you can't make it, but at least you're registered. You will get notices. You can jump into this and listen. You can listen to it on your iPad. You can listen to it on your computer at home. I suggest that you book yourself your lunch, have your lunch or a cup of tea and, that kind of thing, and kind of listen into it and take notes as you're going along. And so you're invited. It's by approval, by password protected, only for members only. And I will be approving you, of course. And we suggest that you take the other ones. Now, in the meantime, we also have some resources here for you. If you go down here to resources, login member management, and then go down here to training videos, all the training videos are here for you, starting with just a brief learning the 3 questions, by the way, has helped some people make $50,000 within 90 days of joining our service. You really got to get through those. How to add a want properly, how to add a have. Some of this stuff I know you might already know, Richard, but I'm doing this for purpose of the video for all our members. How to search advanced, and make sure that everybody knows how to search database number 2. We have 2 databases here. One lady, for instance, a residential salesperson, went into database 2, saw somebody that wanted to sell a church, asked them these 3 special questions that are up here, got the information, put it into database number 1, got a call from somebody from the public, a member of a congregation. It was a church, and a church congregation that was interested. She showed it to them, and she sold it for $2.4 million. She made $54,000 within 90 days of working information on the business, not just listings. I know you're really good on listings, but you can also work open and exclusive listings on this service as well using the 3 questions. You must listen to the 3 questions before you do it, because there is a RICO implication here. If you add a listing, if you advertise an address of a property, you must have a listing. If you do not advertise the address, you can work the information through the marketplace, but put a listing in place before you show it. Anyways, that's explained in the 3 questions. How to search by message numbers, common problems of entering listings, and we find that some people don't have 15. Everybody should have a minimum of 15 listings on ICIWorld. Social media, by the way, is part of the promotion of a website and whatnot. Resource links that should go onto your website, for instance. What should you have in the resource links on your website? Everyone should have a minimum of 15 of these. In other words, when people move into your area, do they know what the gas company is, the hydro company, the city hall, the shopping, the churches, the schools, the community centers? All of that stuff can be important resources that help new buyers that move into your area, so that your website becomes a really knowledgeable place that people can learn all about the community, get involved in upcoming events, street festivals, and all kinds of good stuff happening, charitable events going on. You can put all of this stuff in using the resource button that has unlimited links on your personal website. So we're going to be addressing that on your website as well. But then there's also segment 5, how to promote your website. And these are special videos that we've made. So if you want to get into promoting your website before the actual live webinar in October, you can actually click on watch them on YouTube. You'll see that it's 1 hour and 23 minutes and 11 seconds long there. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's too long to do in a 90-minute session. So we've recorded it. You can listen to it over and over and over again. It's the same stuff over and over, but just pick something and work on it. There's over 40 different ways to promote your website. You just got to learn them one by one. There is a printout right here. You'll see that you can print out this stuff and kind of work on it. But in your case, because we're starting with a domain name, I'm going to go down further, and there is a domain name video right here. Every single member on our service must get through this watch on YouTube, this full video. It's 22 minutes long and explains about domain names. It's the planting of a seed for the rest of your life, how to choose domain names. You want to get the things that can help search engines of the world find you. We've attended World Search Engine Conventions where we spent $4,000, Richard, just on not just your behalf, but on behalf of all members, to go to these search engine conventions and learn what it takes to help you guys do this. It's included all in your little $240 a year membership with ICIWorld, showing you how to do this stuff. Okay, now, for people, by the way, that are not generating leads every 90 days like everyone else is, you must do this printout here. It's called a member tune-up. We also have one called material defects, which you've got to get through. Those 2 things, those 2 articles will just pick up your membership and kick you right into the internet, using it so wonderfully that it just generates leads for everybody that does it. But you've got to apply these things on your end. If you have an inactive website, for instance, and that's one of the reasons why people are not making money, and you have no listings showing on your website, those are all little things. You just call us and we're going to plug all those holes. Now, let's...
Okay, you said membership tune-up, and what was the other thing?
The other thing is called, here's the other thing. I'm glad you asked that question. The other thing I mentioned starts with our pledge. Our pledge is this, that every single member should go no longer than 90 days. No member should go longer than 90 days without doing business, either a deal or at the very least developing a business relationship with someone. Otherwise, what must you do, Richard?
Well, I'm going to call you.
You bet you do. We're the doctor. You have a problem with your car, you take it to Canadian Tire, a flat tire, take it to somebody that fixes tires. If you got a problem with your heart, you go to a cardiologist. You got a problem with the internet or ICIWorld, you come to ICIWorld, you give us a call, and then bingo, we're going to kind of help you. The next thing is, if you're stuck longer than 5 or 8 minutes trying to do anything with your executive membership, again, you just call us. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go over these things here called a material defect. I'm going to click on it right now and briefly just show you what's there. We're not going to cover them all, but most common areas of improvements, believe me, every single one of these is like a light switch. Starting with number 1, is your website optimized? Well, obviously, some people, their websites are not even working. They don't have listings or something's wrong. Well, we can help you optimize the website, and it can take from 2 to 10 minutes only to analyze your website to see what you're missing, what's working, what's not working. I mean, you have an IDX link that can be on your website right now that's got all the listings from your real estate board, and people can search your real estate board from your personal website. You want to start promoting your website with a passion. We know this is so important that we are now developing an app for you personally, Richard, that you can get in the future. We're developing it now. You don't even know about this. The industry doesn't even know about it yet. But it's coming your way where you're going to be able to promote your website with an app, just like in iTunes. Have you ever heard of that?
Yep, I have.
Okay, so you're going to have an app, and we're going to be supplying it, and you're going to hear about more of that coming down the road. But that's being worked on right now, so you can promote it to all your clients. Most brokers like yourself have a list of anywhere from 100 to 1,000 people and more sometimes that you can promote to, and you can promote your own app for all your own listings, for your everything that's going on your website. Even the listings that are on ICIWorld that are on your website, you can promote it, and when somebody clicks on it and they see something they like, bingo, they give you a call. It's putting everything you do in their hands at their fingertips, and it's very, very exciting. So that you're on the cutting edge of technology right now, getting all this stuff going. Do you have revenue-producing links on all your website? Well, ICIWorld supplies you revenue-producing links. In fact, if you're not getting calls on any of the listings from ICIWorld, then it's because you have no traffic going to your website, because there's 15,000 listings there, and if you got buyers and they're not seeing it, then they're not going to call you. But if you got buyers and they're going to your website, the internet provides the highest return on investment, ROI it's called. The highest return on investment is for this internet stuff working with real estate people, because if you generate one lead, that can end up helping you make $50,000, $10,000, even $100,000 for some people. And that's why it's important to get all of these little tools kind of working for you. So I really appreciate the opportunity, and I have fun kind of helping you get all this going, and we're helping you one-on-one, as you notice. So all these other things, in other words, if you have more than one website, you can link them together. If you don't link them together, that means somebody goes to one website and they don't see all the exclusive listings coming from the other website. Everybody's got MLS, but everybody doesn't have the exclusive listings from major networks around the world, not just ICIWorld, but there's other ones here that I'm going to be plugging you into, these exclusive listings going on in your marketplace. And it's amazing the number of exclusive listings coming for condos, homes, everything that's happening in the marketplace. And this way, you're going to be able to have a catch-all for everything, not just MLS listings. Anyways, you can go through all of these material defects on your own time and catch up on that. So that's the answer to your question. Okay, and then, of course, the no traffic to your website. We solve that with everything from social media to you name it. It's not just one thing. It becomes a passion we suggest that you do for the rest of your life. How to get into that, one link that we have right now for you is something special here called a table of contents. I'm going to click on that. And these are all the things that are going on with ICIWorld. The training videos, the search help, the security that everybody should be aware of, because there's a lot of garbage and thieves and identity theft going on the internet. You can cover all that with that. The seminars that we do, invite us into your office. I mean, there's a sample of some of the seminars we've done. There they are right there, instructions and link to circulate to your sales team. We just did this Collingwood Georgian Triangle one here, for instance. This is a PDF file that will come on the screen, and it'll just show you the kind of things that we're doing at real estate boards to help promote all of this stuff, including lead generation, which is really what it's all about. And this was a 3-hour RICO credit, so maybe you can get your board to have us come in and speak as well. Let me just see if I can close that and go back here. Oopsie daisy, I think I missed out on them. Let me just close some of these other screens because we've got things going. If you want to see all this information, it's under the table of contents right there. I'll go back to it so that you'll see that there's seminars. Read the testimonials, people. This is what a lot of people really don't even realize what's going on here. The deals that are going on, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, last week alone, just last month, sorry, there was a medical building sold, $9 million right there, sold firm. There's another one, a $13 million building. This was interesting. The gentleman had the building. Everybody told him he should get on ICIWorld, get your building on here. He did it. Within 3 days, he had sold a $13 million apartment building, and it goes on and on. I mean, we've got people who have put a $4 million shopping center on the real estate board and got 4 calls, and they put it on ICIWorld, and they got 30 calls and sold it. So you can read all about that stuff. Here's the lady, a residential salesperson, learned how to work information in the marketplace, and she sold a $2.4 million church of all things, and she's a residential sales lady. You can do it if you put your mind to it. You got a license to trade in real estate. You can do referrals. You can do all kinds of business here with the internet. It opens up the whole world kind of to you. What else is in the table of contents? If I go back there, there's special videos, and it goes on here, instructions for your website designer to put links on your website. If you have more than one website, 2 or 3, a lot of brokers have, you can do that. Stay connected with your iPhone. You should have the app right on your iPhone. Right now, we have a special mobile website, much like the Toronto Star does. They don't have an app. They do have apps, but they also have mobile websites. We have a mobile website. The app is in progress. Let's move down. Revenue producing, generating leads, see all your website. But as we come down here, there is a resource center here and that you can go into. But I'm going to go down here to other resources down here, social media and real estate resources, education, and how to promote your website. When I click on the real estate resources, there's a special PowerPoint presentation, the one that we gave in Collingwood that was specially made. It's brand new. Some of the stuff is similar to what we've been doing because it still applies, but we've added the social media aspect to helping you take advantage of social media that's on the internet. When you go to a wedding, there's 200, 300, 400 people at a wedding. Eventually, you would know them all or get to know them all. One way to get to know them all is what's your Facebook site? Maybe I can visit you. You can see mine. You can see family. You can see all kinds of good stuff on your social media websites. And Facebook and LinkedIn, definitely everybody should be on LinkedIn. Everybody should be on LinkedIn. It's like your business card on the internet showing all your credentials, what's going on, and if a professional wants to deal with you, they'll check your LinkedIn, and bingo, they can see what it is that you're doing. Anyways, all of this stuff is there, and it's all linked to your website. So if somebody in your family sees your Facebook page and they say, oh, geez, I forgot Richard's in real estate, and oh, my God, look at all the homes. Oh, he's got exclusive listings. Oh, it's just what I'm looking for. Bingo, you can get a call. Next thing you know, you're getting inbound links that you haven't even approached them. They've just found you through social media, and it's called inbound marketing. That's the big wave of the future. The population is such that the people using Google, there's just as many people using Facebook as people using Google, so it's an important thing to plug into. And this is including YouTube and everything, so you'll learn about that. real estate lead generating resources. You click on that and you're going to see that we've got all kinds of lead generating resources. People, these are like little tidbits of gold of information of how to do business in the industry, and it's all laid out here. 18 ways to create opportunities, 100 ways to create real estate leads, social media marketing, 5 ways to generate real estate buyer leads. These are all from other professionals, other people experienced of helping people generate leads on the internet. I put them all in one spot that you can study on your own time. Okay, let's go back. And the social media, all about social media, the LinkedIn, the Twitters, how to get started, why Facebook is a no-brainer for real estate professionals, how they've integrated social media, one particular broker in Hawaii, how he's doing it, and all kinds of different things, how Facebook is doing it, and also the things that you got to be careful of, how to keep privacy involved. You can split up family, you can split up business, there's ways to do it, or have 2 separate accounts and look after security and keep one for business that you only do business and then another one for personal. And that's what I do. I have 2 separate accounts. The family ones, you won't even know about it because I don't even list it on the internet. The family one, but the business one, you'll see us out there. Okay, so, pardon me, Richard?
Are you talking about Facebook when you say 2 accounts?
Yes.
You have 2 accounts, one Facebook professional and one for social, right?
And one for, I call it one for my family business. Or, I mean, sorry. One for my family, my real, like my, all my cousins and relatives, and when I go to weddings, and then we have funerals and we have get-togethers and all these kind of things we could talk about, and the people, and my son has a dog, and you'll see the pictures of that on my family Facebook site. But on the business side, I call you part of my business family, Richard. Okay. And so you're my business family. On my business family, you'll see only my business stuff. And if I was to kind of, let me see if I can do this handy. I've actually moved some of my things around and I haven't got them. Okay, so if I go to my Facebook, just let me see that I pop it down. Well, here's my LinkedIn, just if you want to have a quick look at LinkedIn. Oopsie daisy, and I'm not logged in at the moment, but I'm not going to worry about it. I want to cover the website aspect of it, which was this session, what this was all about. We'll cover the social media in another session. Okay. Anyways, all of these things are available to you, and I just wanted to make sure I just did a quick overview because it's very helpful for everyone to kind of know there's a lot of good stuff happening out here, deals going on, people meeting people, and everything else. Now, I'm going to go to your website and do a quick overview again, and let's see if I can bring up your website. First of all, you definitely need a good domain name. Make sure you listen to our domain name video. Mark that down. That's the first thing you should be doing. Did you get a chance to get through it yesterday?
I didn't have a lot, but I'm going to have to start doing it. I can see that it's going to take me a while, but I will.
Yeah, it's sort of...
But I have a partner that's pretty high-tech, so he'll help me too. Okay,
it's important that you understand this stuff because it's up to you to implement it. And as long as you understand it, it's not that this stuff's going to take a lot of time because once the website, it takes a 90-minute thing to start a website up from scratch, but you've already got it going, so that's good. The only thing you need... I have a domain name. Okay, you do. We can work on it, but I want to do a quick overview of this website. I noticed that when we click on My Haves and Wants, let's see how it's working for you. Let's just do that. And I noticed that you have that button. It says No Matching Listings Found. We got to fix that and get rid of that because you do have your Haves and Wants coming up right there nicely. That's good. Let's go to GTA Commercial. That's the one where we had no matching listings found. There's no way you can generate leads from that. We'll be fixing that in a moment. The other thing, the Ontario Commercial, it's very important that you learn what is on your website. You have all the cities in Ontario on your website. You've got gas stations, hotels, motels, restaurants. You've got every kind of business going here kind of on your website as well, so people can do keyword searching. You even have power of sales. If somebody clicks on power of sales, look at all the buyers and sellers, the powers and sales that are on this website. This is a power of sale. Power of sale. These are power of sales in Ontario, and that helps bring people to your website. And the fact that these latest listings first, if you tell people to click on latest listings first, there's 50 to 150 new listings coming in every single day. Now, if they're only interested in their own city, and let's say you're only working in, say, Markham, or somebody's interested in only properties in Markham, Ontario, people can come in here and click on Markham, Ontario, and bingo, all the listings come up. It's that fast now with our new server. It's just amazing. And people can go through and check the latest new listings that are coming on the market in Markham, just like that. There's 50 to 150 new listings coming in a day. Now that link up there becomes the link that they can save on their home screen on their iPads, Blackberries, iPhones, and everything else, and Androids. Or they can even save that right on their desktop if they want and make that a favorite, so they can come to your website. This is what they're going to see if they live in Markham. If you have a customer that lives in Mississauga, they can bring up all the Mississauga listings all the time. And if they're only interested in a golf course or a gas station or something else, you can make those a special link. There's just gas stations, for instance, if you're doing commercial, and bingo, everything's coming up. Now we have a new button coming out for residential as well, because we now do residential. I don't know if you know that. Residential.
I heard.
Yeah, there it is, residentialontarioproperties.com. Let's just bring this up, and you're going to see that we have a residential site now, so that if somebody's looking for properties in any of these areas, and if they're interested, bingo, they can click on that. Now, you can see, that's 2 seconds there, it comes up. You'll see all the properties, all the residential properties in Toronto sorted by price. So people can very, very quickly go right down to their price range and and you'll even see properties coming for sale, because these are not listings necessarily on a real estate board, although a lot of them are. They're also exclusive listings. Properties that you know about, all the FSBOs in your area, you can put them all on ICIWorld by asking 3 questions. Will they pay a commission? Will they cover your showing with a 24 or 48-hour exclusive listing? Will they give you permission to show it, permission to market it, but you're going to do it without the address? Make sure you listen to those 3 questions, by the way, in the video. It'll go into it more detail. And get their information and put it on here. When somebody calls and they want to see it, you tell them that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first before showing it to you or before divulging the address. But come to my office on Saturday and I'll make an appointment. And then on Friday, you go get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing to show it. And that's how some people have been making the $50,000 commissions here, advertising information in the marketplace that's not on real estate boards, that you can't advertise on real estate boards unless you have a proper signed listing. Okay, now you'll also see regions coming up here. This is all, again, for the latest listings coming for sale in different areas. That's probably not going to apply as much, I think, as going into the cities such as we have here. What will come in handy, though, is some of these other key words that are coming on here, especially for recreational property, cottages, and stuff like that. Or if somebody wants a pool, you can just kind of click on that, and bingo, up comes all the properties that have got a pool. Isn't that neat?
Okay.
So those are the kind of things that you can do here. The other things is that people that want to list their properties with you, we also have an executive members where people can search for executive members such as yourself based on any of these keywords. So if somebody's searching for residential brokers, we have all these brokers that are doing residential, and they can search by area and try to find brokers, and they can link right into all of your websites right here as well. Okay, so it's different ways that people can kind of call you up and generate leads off the internet for all of that stuff. Let's go, and that'll be coming onto here as well. Let's go to World Commercial and see what you've got. That's coming up nicely. Property search is one of the most important buttons on these websites for you, because you can program a broker, you can program your customers, if they're looking for a condo in a certain price range. You can put the price range in here, Richard.
Okay.
And you go down to specify locations. And let's say that they're looking in Mississauga. You can click on Greater Toronto, and maybe they're looking in Brampton. We'll say Brampton. You can choose all of Brampton. This website will automatically send out condos in Brampton to people in their price range if and when they're added to this website. So that 2 weeks from now, somebody gets a copy of a listing of a home that they're looking for in a price range in Oshawa. I don't care where it is in the world, by the way. These websites can be sent up for Vancouver, Florida, California, Toronto, it don't matter. And it's all set up so that all the links and the buttons refer to the neighborhoods and locations in your area, including Niagara Falls. We're going to Niagara Falls this weekend with brokers for 2 days there. And it can be set up for Niagara Falls as well, populated with all kinds of listings throughout New York, or Niagara Falls, New York, and the area. Buffalo, it doesn't matter. It all applies. In any event, this website will automatically send people listings, and when they get a copy of the listing 2 weeks from now, bingo, they give you a call to go see it. So 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they say, Richard, I was on your website. I subscribed to receive listings, and I just got one. I'd like to go see it tonight at 7 o'clock. You tell me if that isn't one of the most refreshing kind of phone calls that you would like to get.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so those are the things that are happening. Now you notice you've got an Etobicoke Homes button here, sorry. No matching listings found, which we're going to find and look for. And then we've got a link resources button here, which you have not populated yet. And that should have about the 15, 20 resources that are in, all about Etobicoke, all about Toronto, community centers, policing, shopping, schools, everything. And then you can have about New York State, about Florida. In this case, it's about Ontario. And then contacting Richard, which is you. It's got all of your information right there. And we got to put brokerage on here because we're getting your website going to make it RICO compliant. Everybody has different things. Listen, I'm going to cut this video off now because that was a good introduction, and then I'm going to be working with you on all this stuff. So let me just stop the video for a moment, and then I'm going to work on fixing this. But that's enough for people that have been listening. That's an earful. Hold on.